fuck, I gotta get out of bed. I slept in and I'm gonna be late to go to work, I guess. I just wanted to put a little video out to friendly remind people that, these new policies on Twitch and the policy on Rumble that says you can't be anti-Semitic still technically, according to the Bible, means you can bash the fuck out of Jews, because Jews are the children of Judah and Semites are the children of Simeon, and the Levant is filled with the children of Levi. All of these three dudes were brothers. So being anti-Semitic and saying the Levant can go nuke itself is not, definitionally not, anti-Jewish in any way, shape, or form. And then, of course, the Israelites are the children of Israel, who is another guy. I don't know if he was brothers with the others, but that's another guy. So Jews, the children of Judah, are not Israelites, necessarily. All of these guys spawned their own tribes. They all these different tribes came from different guys. So Israelites, Jews, the Levant, the Semites were all sons of different men. It's not all the same. It's not interchangeable. There might have been some intermarrying over time, but each of these things represents distinctly different people. Like Jordanians, and the country of Jordan was descended from a dude named Jordan. Isn't that kind of weird? Now, there was this fellow, Jacob, with all these fucking kids, and one of them was this guy who I believe was named Joseph. And Joseph was on track to inherit the favor of Abraham. See, Abraham had this thing cooking where, like, he had this blessing from God. And I don't know what this blessing was, if it was something physical or intangible, or if it was, like, some special, like, password knowledge or something like that. But it would always be given unto one son among many. And so when it came time to choose between Levi, Judah, and a couple of other guys, Simeon, and this fellow Joseph, it was looking like Joseph was going to get the thing, and Judah was not having it. And so Judah conspired with his brothers to basically sell Joseph into slavery to the Egyptians. And Joseph went with the Egyptians, and through various events became kind of like the prime minister of Egypt, and then came back and BTFO'd his fuck ass brothers, and they kind of got jammed up in that little kerfuffle, and Joseph was king shit of fuck mountain in a surprise turn of events. And so, funny enough, Judah, Levi, and what was the other guy, Simeon, actually didn't get the blessing. And so therefore, definitionally, their children are not God's chosen people. The children of Judah are not God's chosen people. The children of Simeon are not God's chosen people. And the children of Levi are not God's chosen people. So being quote-unquote anti-Semitic itself is of no consequence biblically. And there's no ethical or moral fucking predication as to why that would be a negative thing or why it should be problematic. Likewise, there's no reason why being anti-Jewish really fucking morally comes into question. I mean, your entire people are fucking descended from this dude who basically sold his brother into slavery out of jealousy and spite. And these people are so important to the world. How? I mean, even since that happened, they've effectively done much the same. They oftentimes go to places of power and the structures of government, and they try to basically run everything. They don't even like to openly run everything either. It's kind of a weird habit where like they'd rather just run in secret and kind of like quietly wield the reins out of the public spotlight, kind of like the wizard behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz. It's very strange, kind of very sus, if you think about it. Now, am I proposing that you treat all these people horribly? Absolutely not. I mean, in order to do that, like, you'd have to treat them like the fucking Russians, who also have a long history of betrayal. Going all the way back to the Rus Viking tribe, like they've been basically backstabbing each other, poisoning each other, betraying each other for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Which consequently is why Vladimir Putin could never give the Russian people the Second Amendment, because their entire culture is basically built upon survival of the fittest in the political sense. And in the beginning, they sacrificed a fucking child to build a house on top of its fucking corpse. Which... yeah, there's this other tribe that also sacrificed to fucking children. Fun fact, cannibal. The word cannibal. The Canaanites were sacrificing their children to Baal and then eating the bodies of these children. And that's where we got the word cannibal. And the Canaanites were in the same family tree as the children of Levi, the children of Judah, and the children of Simeon. Are they all the same? No, they are different tribes, it's true. But technically speaking, when you think of Israelites and you think of, God's chosen people and all these terms getting thrown around and bad interpretation of the Bible, it's very easy for you to start drawing conclusions that somehow or another they're indistinguishable from each other. But if you're going to do that and not draw the distinction between the tribes of Abraham's children, then you effectively have to treat them all as traitorous, cannibalistic, backstabbing monsters who, by your own standards, would be no better than the Russians. So if you're going to fucking say that all Russians basically are scum because, what their ancestors did, then you would have to apply the same logic to all the people who now currently reside in the Levant region. Because even though the Levant region is not exclusively populated by the children of Levi any longer, it's also populated by the children of Judah and Simeon to some lesser extent. We got a problem, don't we? Because their behavior is not so different than the Slavs. And the Slavs are anything but Jewish. So I just figured I'd share that with you today. A little something for you to work with, a little something for you to ponder as I get ready to go to work late. Hope you enjoyed my little instructive period of thought. And again, I'm not prescribing that you treat any particular people any particular way. Use your best judgment and try to handle your treatment of others based upon merit instead of identity, because identity can't be helped. You can't help what family you were born into. Some of us were born into families filled with scumbags, but we ourselves are not scumbags. We actually have ethics. We went to school, or we got a job, or the rest of our family might be on welfare, for example. Maybe we got out and hustled and worked, and the rest of our family is a bunch of criminals. Crazier things have happened, right? So this is why I'm telling you, this is not being said to inform how you treat people, but just to give you a little food for thought and maybe a rational explanation as to why it is that we shouldn't be fucking killing ourselves or throwing ourselves into a fucking war to defend terrible fucking behavior historically for thousands of years. Thousands of years of bad behavior. Oh, this one time they did this bad thing. We should forgive them for that. See, that's Germany. Germany had like this short little period where they did some fucked up shit. It wasn't good. They were not in the right for doing so. They were wrong. But they weren't always like that. It was just a one-time momentary lapse of reason for like a generation or two. These other people, these children of Abraham, have thousands of years of bad behavior. And people are still stumping for them and feeling sorry for them and fucking publicly defending them and giving them special fucking privilege and allowing them to run the fucking world's fucking levers of authority via the West. It needs to stop. That's all I'm saying.